Welcome back to the vlog. My name is Rickie and today we are going to be working on the VR-4. There it is. That is the big surprise for the VR-4. We are going to be installing the seats that showed up, and somebody got their hands in here already. What was this? This is the seat brackets from Corbeau. I mean, how do you even say this? I'm gonna have to Google that. It's definitely not Puerto Rican. Nobody has got into this yet. Oh yeah, so I'll be the first one that's gonna be opening the box to reveal the seats that we're gonna be putting in the VR-4. I haven't seen them. I don't even know what they look like. I don't even know what model they have. Can't wait to open that box, so just give me a quick second, guys.
What's in the box?
All right, guys, so went in the internet and it's pronounced Corbeau. This is worrying me now. So remember how I rewired this whole area because it was looking kind of So now that that's done, the seat brackets that we have, they look really low clearance type of brackets. So I'm hoping the brackets or the seats doesn't hit this at all. If not, I'm gonna have to move this out the way, and that's gonna be a pain. All right, guys, so this is it. This is the time for the seat brackets. Corbeau seat brackets. We're packing them. If somebody already opened it, well, they got it right. Mitsubishi GT 3000 GT, 91 to 01 driver's side. And they do look like very low profile. So cross your fingers, I don't have to rewire the whole audio system in the front of this car. The good thing about these brackets is that they're slidable. So it's pretty much a universal bracket. Bolt onto their seat. We got a bunch of stickers. We love stickers around here. And I'm hoping they hit the passenger side. Yep, they hit the passenger side. You guys see right here, we'll have to take the seatbelt off the original seat, so we're gonna have to bolt it down right there. I didn't see any hardware, so I'm assuming the original one will fit this thread. If not, we'll make something out. And I only see one box. I hope that both seats are in here. And it looks like there is. They're not that heavy. They're good. Actually, they're not heavy at all. Well, they're reclinable. But I mean, for the looks of it, it already looks narrow enough for it to fit in this car. Because you guys know this car, the seats are very narrow, and I think this should be able to work. And you definitely want to take your time. This is not one thing you want to use a knife or a key to unwrap it. Take your time, be patient, which I'm kind of losing right now. And after carrying the stock seats, especially the driver's side, and then picking these ones up, like these things are stupid light. Woo! All right, take a look at that. Yo, Tim, take a look at these seats.
Damn!
Right? We have two seats. We have one here, one over there. But these things, dude, they're light too. Try to figure out.
For this?
Yeah, for the VR-4.
Damn,
Yeah,
these
super
are
light.
super
I'll
light.
try to pick that one up.
Nah,
Break your back.
that's a grandma seat right there. That's a good seat.
It is. All right, so these Corbeau seats are the Evolution X model. They are very light. I don't have the specs in front of me right now, but they're very light. And compared to the stock ones, I mean, it's night and day, the difference. So right now, next thing to do should be, let's test fit the brackets to the car, and then if that works, we'll take them back out and we'll test fitting in this, which it should work since they came from the same company. And also the seatbelt harness needs to be replaced and attached to the seat bracket. So we'll do that next. All right, guys, so next thing's next. This thing should have, and it does, four bolts and nuts, right?
These nuts.
And what is going to happen, since this universal bracket is attached to the custom bracket that they provided us to put in our 3000 GT, this bolts onto this, and then the seat should bolt on to the universal bracket, to the slider, right? So as you guys can see here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 holes, or 2 adjustable ones. These adjustable ones, you'll be able to slide it back and forth in place, and then you'll be able to slide the whole seat with the brackets with this right here. You don't see any hardware in the box, so I hope if not, we get some. Yep, they're right here. So there's already 4 Allen key screws or bolts, type of bolts here, which we'll remove, and then use this existing bolts and put them just like so, and put bolts on to the slider bracket. In the passenger side, you want the lever to recline back and forth from the right side, which this one does. In my case, I have the passenger seat, and then Corbeau was nice enough to actually label the bracket with this driver or passenger. This is the driver one, so I'm just gonna switch those 2 out and get it ready. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set up both seats. I'm gonna have them ready to be installed. And then once they're both ready, I'm gonna tackle the driver's side seat, because I know that should be able to fit bolt on. And the passenger, may have some issues with the component system. All right, guys, one seat bracket done, and we'll get the next one done right now. Now, if you guys notice, most of the seat belts these days have a wire connected to it. You guys know when you guys take the seatbelt off and it starts beeping and giving noises and the flashlight starts going on your dash? This is why. When it detects that there's no seatbelt here, it'll send out the indicator and the noise. So like always, I'm gonna grab some Meguiar's interior detail cleaner, and I'm just gonna spray these and wipe away. Now, the true question is, does it fit on our bracket? So here's the thread for the Corbeau seat bracket. And just like on the other side, we want to fit these through here. It goes all the way down. And as you guys, it has a locking pin right here. So it actually, there's a locking pin for it here as well. And the thread, come on, don't let me down. Oh yeah, and it fits. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in there, I put it where it goes, and I put the front 2 bolts in, and I'm gonna slide it forward. I'm gonna make sure that the crossovers are not hitting with the bracket. Because if it hits right now, I got a lot of work to do. Man, you gotta be short to be in here. There's plenty of space. There's like about a gap that big between the seat, the bracket, and the crossover, so we're definitely good. All right, guys, so both seats are in, both brackets are in, and the seat belts are in. Let me show you guys. So right now, I'm gonna show you guys how far they recline, and they recline a lot. That's all the way back until it hit the back seats. And that's all the way forward. That is crazy. Thank you, Corbeau, for making some really, really nice seats. Everything fit perfectly. Let me show you from this side, from this angle. The seats are actually very, very comfortable. They hug you. You won't be sliding around. Well, you shouldn't be sliding around when you're in the turns. So the reason why I can take the car out, you guys know that we started taking apart the front end of the VR-4. We still got the bumper in there. And we have the intake manifold out. We still gotta do some work right here, waiting on parts 2 to show up. So that's gonna be in the near future. As soon as all that's done, we're gonna take the car outside and we'll do a walk around on the car, show you guys the way it looks in the inside, and so maybe some drive modes. We'll go outside and take it for a quick spin so you guys can see it. But for now, that's all we got for today. Let me see if I can come up with something. Hold on, guys. All right, guys, welcome back to Rickie's tip of the day. So I'm gonna show you today, I'm gonna show you how to make a wire look like this to this. This is literally the same connector and the same wire. It's just different outcomes, right? This will look way better in your car than this big old yellow thing. So first thing we're gonna do, get a wire. All right, so now that I have the wire and a few connectors, right? This is the same similar connector that I was showing you right here, right? And if you guys notice, this has a yellow, if you guys notice, this has a yellow cap on the connector, right? And I'm gonna show you why. The yellow, the blue, and the red, which I don't have a red one with me, but we don't need it for what I'm about to explain to you right now. The colors are for different gauges of wire. All right, and if you guys look in there, well, let me take this cap off first. I might be able to show you better. So this is the type of stuff that you can buy at a hardware store or any auto parts store that you should buy. Use some wire crimping tools or some wire strippers, and you'll be able to put that together, right, to use for your car and stuff like that. But I don't really like the way this look. I neither does Mickey, and whenever we see something like this for one of the cars, one of our giveaway cars, or sometimes our personal cars, we literally use this system right here. So we're gonna grab a piece of wire, and I like to start fresh, so I'm gonna cut the end of the wires off. This is just a wire stripping tool. So I'm just gonna strip the end of it, right? I'm just gonna take the red coating off the wire from both sides. And normally you would just put this in like that, right? But in our case, we are gonna grab some heat shrink hoses, right? Which I showed you how to use before. And I'm gonna do both sides of it. And it's just for instructional purposes. So first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna put this wire, the heat shrink tube in both sides. And I'm simulating that these are two separate wires in your car, right? You're gonna put the heat shrink on them. And you wanna make sure for this, for what I'm about to show you, that the heat shrink actually fits, the whole connector fits through it. Some people just put enough so the wire can fit through it, but not the connector. In this case, we're gonna make sure the connector fits through it. Slide it all the way down. Remember, you don't want any heat to get in this heat shrink, because if not, it's just gonna start shrinking when you don't want it to shrink. So if you're in the engine bay and stuff like that, put a piece of towel or something, or at least wait until the engine cools down before you guys start doing this type of job. Then you're gonna grab a lighter, just a basic lighter. If you try to rip this off by hand, it's gonna be near impossible. Yes, you can cut it with a razor blade, but you can cut yourself, or you can use some pliers or something to try to rip it off. But most of the time you end up bending the connector, which you don't want to do. So with a lighter or any type of heat source, you're just gonna heat it up just a tiny bit. It doesn't need to be that long, and it comes right off just like that. All right, and that works even with different size connectors. Comes right off. And I'm gonna do a yellow one because this gauge is for the yellow size. All right, so now that we have those two off, we're gonna put them both at the end of the wire. And then we're gonna use our crimping tool. Bless you, Jesus. Somebody just sneezed extremely loud. All right, so now the two connectors are that I crimped both of them in. We're gonna slide the heat shrink tube all the way to the top of it. And I mainly use this when I'm doing my own relay wiring. Once it's at the end, you're gonna grab your heat gun and you're gonna start hitting away. And just like that, you have something that used to look like this, something that looks like this. And if you were to grab a relay and you put both of these wires in, you know what? Let me get one so I can show you guys. There's a 30/40 amp relay, right? And I'm just gonna connect these two. And the main reason why we here go towards the end on the wiring is because there might be a chance that one of these wires is positive and the other one is negative. And if they were to touch each other, now they're protected with the heat shrink, and you obviously don't have to worry about them touching each other and making some type of short. Now, you let me know what looks better. A bunch of yellow connectors hanging out or black ones. Nice and coated. All right? Like I said, they all do the same job. But if you're trying to create and do something very, very clean under the hood of your car, or in your car, in your house, anything, whatever you're working on, this actually makes it look way neater. On top of that, if you guys have multiple wires going through, you guys can actually go to a hardware store and you guys can buy these heat shrink tubes by the foot. You see what I mean? So if you guys are creating your own harness, these are a great way to make it nice and clean, and you guys can run the multiple wiring to, hold on. You guys can put the long tubing, right, in a bigger tube, and you guys can put multiple wiring through the same tubing. And at the end of the harness, the end of the wire, let's just say this goes to a relay. Look at that. Now you have from one big tubing to two smaller ones to connectors. So just use your imagination, use your brain, and just think about the type of harness, a nice clean harness that you can make out of heat shrink tubing and wiring and connectors. Look how clean that looks. So if you guys want to replace maybe headlights, wiring, it's a nice little trick. Anyways, that's enough for today. I'm gonna show you the car again. I'm gonna show you the VR-4 one last time before we head out. Check out the seats. And these are the Corbeau Evolution X seats. They have one that's like this, the gray with the white stitching, and they also have one that is gray, black seat with the gray stitching, and it also has red double stitching that goes all the way through the car. In our case, we wanted to keep it all black as possible, since this is the Vader VR-4. If you guys want to get more information on these seats, on the Corbeau Evolution X, go to the description below, and we're gonna have all the information for the throtl store, and through us you'll be able to purchase these seats. All right, once again, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for the likes. Please comment. Keep commenting, tag me if you can, or send me a DM through my Instagram. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoy today's tip. Have a good day, guys. Take care.